Hey, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm out in the woods, going on a hike on an early spring day. It's gorgeous. And taking pictures. And in photography, when we take a picture, we take a moment and we make it still. Still photography. You know what? We need to be still. Still before God and pause. And as we go about taking pictures in nature, some of the best photographs come when we're still. Actually, in nature photography, most of the best photographs come when we're still and we take it in and we stand in awe of it. You know, a lot of other forms of photography, it's fast. You know, I've done them. I've been a journalist. You know, sometimes you're photographing an event, it's fast. Overseas, here in the US, it's fast. You gotta act. You can't wait. I've missed moments by just a second. In sports photography, I've done that. Same thing. It's fast. You know, there's lulls in all those forms of photography, but it's fast. Wedding photography, anybody does that? Well, portrait photography is a little slower down, and it's good to be slowed down when you do portrait photography. But nature photography slows us down way more than any other type of photography. And that's the best way to enjoy it, is to slow down, especially when you're using a higher end camera with a tripod and you're forcing yourself to stop and set up and look at what's before you and taking time. And even today, I'm out here and I took some pictures with my phone because some close up because I need to get a new macro lens. I need to replace the one I've had, and so I'm taking macro photos with my phone, and it's just not the same as doing it with a tripod and a camera and a high-end camera where you're slowing down, you're thinking about what you're doing as you take that still photograph of that flower or that plant or whatever it is you're photographing small, because those kind of cameras sometimes take our time, and that's a good thing because it forces us to slow down. We're taking a still picture. Be still and photograph the stillness. And be still in your heart, because there's so much going on in life and our hearts aren't still. But nature photography brings us to a point of being still, right? When that rush of life is just happening so much around us and we need to slow down from all that craziness. When we come out into nature, we slow down, and then we slow down even more when we stop to take pictures and to admire the beauty of God's creation or the majesty or the wonder of it. We slow down. We slow down and we pause. You know, I'm walking here in this woods, and it's early spring, as you can tell by the small leaves on the trees, and it's not super thick on the ground, but there's lots of wildflowers. You know, and if I wasn't being still, I'd probably miss a lot of those flowers just here along the trail. But being still slows me down. And being still is a good way to be before God, to slow down from the rush of life and be still before the Lord. And come out here and listen to His creation and listen to Him as we slow down and be still. Even if we're taking pictures, we could slow down and be still before God as we photograph, and we can talk to Him as we do it, as we look at the wonder of His creation. So slow down, be still, like a still photograph, and meet with God. So God bless you, and may you draw near to Him.